I have a brand new truck for the channel. It's the HBX 18859. This is a budget brush truck. This truck is geared towards kids and beginners, things of that nature. It goes for about $70. Those who watch my channel have seen me test a whole bunch of different budget RC trucks, but they were all brushless, so they tend to be quite a bit faster than brush trucks like this one here. But they also tend to be quite a bit more expensive. You're looking at $110, $120 plus for a brushless truck like this one. But my intent for this is to review it, looking at it from the perspective of a beginner or what would be good for a kid. And I'm not going to do a several video series modifying this truck, getting it up to 60 or 70 miles an hour. It would be you'd be better off spending the extra money and getting a brushless truck if you want something really quick. But if you want something like this, it'll go probably 15 to 20 miles an hour out of the box, get you into RC cars. It's probably going to be quite durable, and something like this could be perfect. So enough talking, let me go ahead and show you what this truck comes within the box here, and then we'll go ahead and start testing it. Stay tuned. Okay, so the HBX 18859 truck, it's ready to run, it's four-wheel drive, very nice stuff. Comes with a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, good stuff. The shocks, they're only friction units, they're not oil filled, so that's one area this has got cost cutting going on, does not have oil filled shocks. It does, however, include ball bearings, which is nice. Brushed motor, again, it's not brushless. Brushed motors are not as efficient, they don't last as long, they will wear out over time. They will probably run quite a long time if you don't abuse them, but they will degrade more quickly than a brushless motor would. As a gear differential and transmission, I'm not sure if it's plastic or not. I'll indicate that here in the video. And it's water resistant. So, you know, HBX, they make a nice product, and this is, again, one of their lower end trucks, but for the price point, it should be quite good. So the manual, I'm not going to go through this in detail, but this is similar to the other HBX trucks I have. Their manuals are all quite good. And in the back, they include a full parts list. So if you break something, the parts are listed here, and you know what to get to replace it. Some other brands are really cheap ones that you might pick up at Walmart or something. You're not going to have that parts availability most likely, and if you break something, you might as well just throw it out at that point. So that's what's nice about these HBX trucks and other brands that offer trucks similar to this. So suspension, again, they're not oil filled. See how it bounces several times when it drops? An oil filled shock will control that, and when you drop it, it'll just go down, come up, and be done. It'll be more stable when you're driving it because of that. The shocks are adjustable. You just turn the blue collar here in a clockwise direction and it'll tighten the spring. Make sure you do this because I ran it without adjusting the shocks, and it was way too soft. It bottomed out too easy. Any little bump really upset it. Even with it on its firmest setting, especially in the back, definitely go as firm as you can in the back. Maybe a little less than as firm as it can go in the front. But these shocks are probably the biggest weak point of this truck. The tires on here, they're cheap. They're wide, which is nice, but this truck's not going to be going extremely fast. So you don't really need high-end tires, but again, that's another spot where, you know, you're not getting top-end materials in this truck because of the price point. At $70, you know, how much can you really expect? Now, it does come with a 2S 850 milliamp hour battery, so you know, it's a LiPo battery. HBX also makes a truck very similar to this, but it's 16th scale. It's the 16890. And if you're gonna spend more money, if you want something better than this and you're not just starting off, or you're looking for something, you know, geared towards long-term use, the 16890A is probably a better choice, even than the 18859A. So there is a brushless version of this truck. It sells for about $120, but the 16890A is a little bigger. And I have one of them that goes, what is it? It's well past 60 miles an hour now that it's modified. So you can do a lot with that truck. And bigger tends to be better. I mean, small is nice because it's real portable and you can bring this pretty much anywhere. But for me, I would even go 12 scale if you have the money, or 14th at least. But the HBX 16890A is a nice truck. And I'd probably pick that. I would pick that over this. So the motor does have a heat sink, so that should help keep the temperatures down a little bit. But yeah, this is just, you know, basic stuff here. The friction shocks, everything about it is basic. Now it does have headlights, so that's a nice touch. I don't believe it has taillights. And let's see what else it comes with here in the box. Okay, here's the transmitter. This is pretty budget feeling, not anything fancy, but we'll go ahead and test it, see how functional it is. It does have steering trim. This allows you to adjust the steering to make sure it's centered. Now, as far as the batteries that are required in the transmitter, it's gonna take, looks like 4 AA batteries, which are not included. So I'm gonna throw some AA batteries here just a minute, and we'll go ahead and test this thing out indoors for now, and then later on, I'll go ahead and try it outside. It also comes with a second 2S battery, so that's nice. You can charge up 2 of them and have more runtime. Comes with 1 charger. It'll probably take at least an hour, maybe closer to an hour and a half to charge one of these. But, you know, you charge them both up with the 1 charger. You can go out and they'll probably last 15 minutes or so. Maybe I'll go ahead and test that. If not in this video, in a future video. Now real quick, to charge the battery, it's really straightforward. Any USB connector, like one you use to charge your cell phone, will work. Ignore the fact that I have it plugged into my hobby grade charger here. And there's 2 little notches on the top of the bounce lead. They slide into the 2 notches on the charger. Push them together until it's seated firmly. I was having a bad connection here, but it'll flash green. And when it's fully charged, after an hour and a half or so, it will probably stay on with a green light. So simple as that. When we disconnect it, grab it by the plastic, not the wires, and shake it back and forth and pull it out. If you grab it by the wires, over time it may break them. It's hard to get out of there though. Let me go ahead and correct myself. It only takes 2 AA batteries. So there's indicators, positive here, negative on this side, so they get oriented the way I have them in here. I'm gonna pop this in here. Now the transmitter comes with a warning sticker. It says when you turn it on, you have to give it time for it to bind to the truck. If you don't, the truck might go crazy. So what we're gonna do is turn this on. Then on the side of the truck is the power button. Press and hold. There we go. Headlights are on. And I think we're okay. The red light's on the antenna here. Steering looks good, but you'll notice that it is pointed a little bit to the left. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the steering trim until it looks about centered. We can fine tune that later on. And there we go. This thing is not gonna be fast. But again, at $70, we're just looking at an entry-level RC here. Let me go ahead and get the body on it, and I'll drive it around a little bit indoors. And then in a future video, if not this one, I'll go ahead and put a GPS on it and let you guys know exactly how fast it goes. Now keep in mind, these batteries do not come fully charged, so it will be a little faster than this once the battery is fully charged, but it has forward and reverse, and those headlights are quite nice. But yeah, this probably is only going to go probably maybe 15 miles an hour if I'm lucky. But I can already tell from driving it inside here, if you have the extra money, go with the 16th scale, the 16890A. It just has a better feel to it overall, and the slightly larger size will be nice. It just seems a little higher quality. But for $70, maybe this is, you know, will fit your needs. Again, if you have a kid that's just getting into RCs, you don't want to break the bank, I get it. And they'd probably be really hard on it. And something like this could be a great RC just to get started. But be mindful that for another $50, you can get something a lot faster and more capable. But compared to $70, $120 is not twice as expensive, but I don't know, probably close to % more. So, you know, you got to take all that into consideration. All right, I'll run it outside. Maybe I can do it tonight. It's slow enough, I can probably just run it right now. And we'll throw the GPS on it and see how fast it goes. I actually didn't notice there's a normal and slow speed setting on this transmitter. So indoors it was running on the slow speed, and that's why it was so slow. I was almost shocked how slow it was, but that will be a good speed if you're going to run it inside or if you're truly a beginner. So I have a GPS hooked up here, and let me make sure it's reading. Okay, there we go. The max speed is reading, and let's see what this does on the normal setting. I did fully charge this battery, and okay, it hit 15 miles an hour right out of the box. I'm gonna reset this, and now it's on the slow mode. Yeah, and that's definitely slow. On the slow mode, it's going almost 10 miles an hour. So we'll put it back to fast for one more minute. I'll do another run video and in much more depth in the near future. I just wanted to take this out real quick and see how it ran. There's high speed. $14.9. Well, there we go. The HBX 18859, $70 truck, budget / beginner oriented truck. There you go. Look for future videos on this soon. If you have any questions, just let me know and reach out. Always available on YouTube. All right, guys, that's it for now. Take care.